I'm Beto Wash. Hey, brothers and sisters out there in YouTube land. Thank you for viewing my channel. Today I'm talking about peer pressure. You know, all the things that we learn growing up, gangs, violence, alcohol and drugs, you know, our social environment. I did a research project study, a field study. I did a experiment on Facebook. I love music. Everybody in this country loves music. I love rap music. I love all types of music. And my experiment was I listened to music last night. I listened to rap music. You know, all these youngsters, you know, I don't got nothing against. I'm not against Native people wanting to be rappers or Native people's joining up with different gangs, you know, like Bloods, Crips, GDs, you know. In our area, our rural area, we have a lot of gangs. Not a lot of like inner city gangs where there's a lot of violence and death. You know, I know gang members in my area who grew up gang banging, which is so-called quote unquote, who are like damn near 90 years old and still throwing up the damn their set, right? And I've also met a lot of inner city gangs from time in prison, and every guy that I've met is either doing a life sentence or everybody in his family had died from gang violence. So, and his original gang, his crew his posse he started out, he might be the last guy. And also my message today is, you know, peer pressure, gangs, violence, alcohol, and drugs. You know, identify social triggers. Look for your triggers and learning to think critically. So I did my experiment last night, you know, and I was listening to music, you know, I was bobbing and weaving, you know, and you know, I'm in a wheelchair, you know, I use a walker to get around. I had a spinal abscess, and I'm using that to benefit my therapy, helping me, because I was depressed, man. For a whole year, felt like giving up and dying, and didn't want to go on anymore because I was a very active guy. You know, I worked out. I did 1,200 burpees a day. I'm pretty big, you know. I'm pretty muscular. I had a good size, you know, muscle tone, you know, and you know, look at that. I still got, you know, what I have. You know, I still like to work out. I do a lot of push-ups, and you know, but I still have. Oh, let me get up there. Oh, let me get that thing right. You know, I still have a lot of muscle tone, but what I am seeing is, you know, I'm getting back into a new learned behavior, which is walking the red road, identifying my social triggers, you know, that will set me up and cause me to fall and slip. So my experiment was, I got on the music, I was bobbing and weaving, I was singing to the music, you know, and I made a little bitty tune, a cappella about, you know, hanging out with my homeboys. You know, I always show love and respect to everybody, you know, all my G's, all my gangsters, you know. I respect everybody. I respect the process. And so what I did was, I posted it, you know, music. I have a nice home surround sound system that just, you know, the house rocks, you know. And I posted it last night, and you know, I got people like automatically like 50 views, you know. And I'm like, shit, I should have put this on YouTube. But anyway, my experiment was to see how many people that I had friends that were, you know, when you hang out with in the hood, you have all these peers and this peer pressure and these people telling you do this, do that. I had all these people, you know, said what's up. I had a family member, my Lexi, he says, Lex, nephew, or, you know, he says, you're an old man, you're in a wheelchair. That, behave yourself, that 7-4 gangster is a black thing. Think about AIM, American Indian Movement. So I wasn't angry, I wasn't mad, but it was just identifying, you know, and having some people to criticize. It wasn't criticism, it was critique. You know, some people show love. Yeah, when you love and respect a group of people, you're not ethnocentric, you're just respecting the process. So my encouragement and my wisdom and my teachings that I teach today are to try to get the youngsters to identify their triggers. You know, my son is locked up right now because he hung out with his friends, and his friends got him nothing but trouble, put him in jail. He's in jail right now. I'm calling, Dad, bomb me out. Dad, bomb me out. My son, I wasted a lot of money, man. You know, I'm trying to fight you with your legal issues. So the best thing that I am going to do to you as a father is put you over my lap and spank you. That is one option, but he's too old for that, and I never hit my kids. I never raised a hand towards any of my children. I will encourage you to get out and walk that red road, stay in there long enough to pass that drug test, and I'm going to get you into the military. I would love to see my son make something of his life. I don't want him to see him in a federal prison and see himself in a situation where he can't get out of. I want him to have options. So, having him leave the reservation, not because of legal issues, but because I encourage him to make a life of himself. You left the res not because you had to. You left the res not because you wanted to. You left the res because it was your only option to better yourself and save your life. Because a lot of natives that I see out there are either stuck in a rut, in a situation where they can't get out of. So today I ask, as male men in our community, to step up, and if you see a kid struggling, don't there's a story. I did a lot of working with teen suicide, and I've seen people that have stories of young kids hanging themselves in the community right in public. And one guy, it bothered him so bad because he saw this young man struggling. He thought, hey, I know he's struggling. Look at him. What is he doing out there pacing around that tree? Maybe I should go talk to him. Maybe there's something bothering him. I could be his mentor. I could at least his ear to listen to. And what did he do? He went back by, and the kid was hanging there that night. He hung himself, and the next morning when all the kids got on the school bus, and they found the man hanging there. And that was sad. It really hurt the community, So to avoid situations like that, I, as a Native male role model, did this experiment on Facebook last night, and I got a lot of people that said hi, and I got uncles and, family members that, looked at me like, okay, well, obviously he didn't change. But it was to identify my triggers and to help myself and also help others to see that there is a change that's happening within myself. And I encourage you guys, don't be afraid to tell somebody, to speak up. Hey, man, constructive criticism is good. It's good to tell these youngsters that they're struggling. It's good to tell these youngsters, I'm here. I got your back, man. I might not have $100 in my pocket, but if you need something, I got you, man. Anyway, my word for today is peer pressure. Identify your triggers: alcohol, drugs, gangs, violence. So, having said that, today is Wednesday. It's a beautiful day out there. When I woke up, se ohinia mitakuye oyase pilamia for all my relatives and friends. Pay attention to your youth. Get involved in the community, and most of all, elevate your mind. Uplift your heart and elevate your mind. And find that one sole purpose worth living for, even if it's just to get back into school, even if it's to encourage yourself that you can do better. And I am doing it. I am setting an example for others to follow. Thank you guys for watching my page, man. I love you all. May this day be blessed, and Merry Christmas. It's coming up really soon, so let's get those presents wrapped, those gifts ready. Thank you, brothers. Have a good day.